What a World Cup so far. It's been very entertaining. Quarterfinals were great. The round of 16's been great. I've enjoyed it so far. I hope you have as well. We're going to get into the winners and losers of the round of 16 and quarterfinals combined. Lots of similar players in both those rounds that we're going to get into, both in the losers bracket and in the winners bracket. So let's just get into it right away. First up on the losers for me, we're going to the round of 16. Ricardo Rodriguez, the Swiss, they got hammered 6-1. Not a good performance by the Swiss, particularly not by Ricardo Rodriguez. He was horrendous in the game. Nothing of good of service for his country. Absolutely one of the worst players on the pitch. You know, you probably have to rate Sommer the worst because he gave up 6 goals. But Ricardo Rodriguez was at fault for many of those. Did not have a good game whatsoever, offensively or defensively. I mean, he was bad. He was pretty bad. This is like Bancha era bad for when he was with Milan. I'm going to give him a rating of 4.5 out of 10. Yes, I said 4.5. First time under 5. Given a rating so far, so that's how bad he was. Next up on the losers for me, a guy who I really rate a lot. He's actually had a pretty decent tournament. I'm talking about Kim Min-jae of South Korea, of Napoli. Overall, he's had a pretty decent tournament. Unfortunately, though, he came up against the mighty Brazil. On 3 of the 4 goals that Brazil scored, he was unfortunately at fault with poor positioning on 3 of the 4 of them. Like I said, not the greatest of days for Kim Min-jae. And then to boot, on the Richarlison goal, the wonderful highlight team goal that they, tic-tac-toe to make the goal. Kim Min-jae completely just spun around, didn't know where anybody was, in particular Richarlison, the main person at fault, one of the main persons at fault at that goal there. So not the strongest of games by him. Doesn't say anything about what kind of player he is. He's a fantastic player, he's one of the best, but struggled mightily in this game against Brazil, and it's hard. It's understandable, right? Brazil's got a lot of firepower. The entire South Korean backhand just weren't ready for the onslaught that was coming their way, and so Kim Min-jae, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 in this one. Another player who had a pretty good tournament for Poland, Jakub Kiwior, pretty strong all the way around. I think he was on our best 11 of the first round. Struggled against France. France are loaded with offensive power, as we know, and both Kiwior and Glick, a City B player, struggled mightily in this one, and the first goal, Olivier Giroud, Kiwior completely lost him and allowed Olivier Giroud to be wide open for the goal. On Mbappe's goal, he kind of turned his back on the goal, kind of deflected off him winning the goal. That's harsh. I know, that's harsh. But the fact of the matter is, he didn't help matters defensively in trying to aid Poland into victory, which they obviously did not get against France. Yeah, I mean, overall good tournament, seeded by one bad game, unfortunately. I'm going to have to give him a rating of 6 out of 10. Pretty poor from Jakub Kiwior, in my opinion, in this one game alone. Now moving on to the winner side of things. First guy up, he was instrumental in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals in both victories for his club. I'm talking about Marcelo Brozovic, midfielder from Inter Milan against Japan. He was fantastic, 88% passing, 143 touches or something in the game. Unreal. Granted, the game went long, but he was fantastic in that game. Him and Modric really be the maestros in that midfield, really dictating things. And then moving over to the Brazil game, a game where Brazil were expected to do really well in the game. He and Modric again kind of shut things down, kind of dictated the pace of how things went. He played 120 minutes in that game as well. Fantastic game by Marcelo Brozovic, both in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. Brozovic is having a fantastic tournament, I think, overall so far. One of the highest rated players in the tournament for me. I'm going to give him a rating on the 2 rounds, around the 16 and the quarterfinals. I'm going to give him a rating of 8 out of 10. Next player up, arguably the man of the tournament for me. One of the best midfielders of the tournament. I know many people have been talking about it already. Uncle Sharma is one who a lot of people have, right? Sofian Amrabat of Fiorentina from Morocco. What a tournament he's had. He's just been doing everything as a defensive midfielder. Crunching tackles, setting up plays, just being a menace to play against. Shutting down the best players of the opposition, in particular the midfielders in the opposition, both in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. Did a stellar job against Spain, really shut down Spain, gave him no opportunity to do anything really. What a performance that he had in that game, played all 120 minutes. Then in the game against Portugal, kind of started slow, but got stronger as the game went on and on. Really was some tough defending. Key player, kind of led the team down the stretch to help enable them to victory over Portugal. So now they move on to the semifinals. Crazy, right? Morocco in the semifinals, the first African team to make the semifinals. But thanks in large part to Sofian Amrabat. Vincenzo Italiano, if you're paying attention, play this guy the exact same way he plays for Morocco. He is fantastic in this tournament, a revelation. Everyone's got their eyes on Amrabat now. We all Serie A players, all Serie A fans knew about him, but he kind of elevated to a new level. This happens in these kind of tournaments, right? Some guys, unsung heroes, come out of nowhere. Sofian Amrabat, one of the best players of the tournament for me, arguably the best midfielder in the tournament. I'm going to give him a rating of 8 out of 10 from the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. In the round of 16, Denzel Dumfries is going to get a 9 out of 10 from me. Fantastic game against. He's had a terrible tournament. He's been horrid. No doubt about it. But a game against the United States, 1 goal, 2 assists, really was the focal point of the Dutch attack. Everything went through him. It seems like the United States had no answers for Dumfries. Dumfries getting into the box, doing his work defensively. Really strong game overall. And it's not just the offensive side. Defensively, he did his work too. He really had a lot of clearances, recoveries. Strong game from front to end by Denzel Dumfries. Really praising him. Van Gaal also mentioned he was going to give him a kiss in the cheek after the game, after the tournament, because he played so well. Granted, the United States game he played very well. The rest of the tournament was weak, but this game he was fantastic. Certainly a 9 out of 10 for me. That's our winners and losers of the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. What did you think? Did we miss somebody? Who did you rate? Who did you think was really poor and that we didn't mention? Let us know. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you like, subscribe to the page. Would be much appreciated. Catch you here after the semifinals and then again after the finals. So if you're enjoying the stuff, make sure you watch this video right here and keep on enjoying all the highlights of the World Cup thus far.